unboxing is a set of books. The first is a kid's guide to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. So baseball. The greatest players from Hank Aaron to Derek Jeter to Cy Young. And it's by James Buckley Jr. And then Out of the Park, True Stories of the Greatest Players Who Changed the Game. Also by James Buckley Jr. And this is the National Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm not sure why that's on there. And it's published by Becker&Mayer. So it looks like nonfiction. Yep. And so this one is just like a bunch of famous baseball players. But I like the layout and design. It's really attractive. And there's like a lot of images. It's not an overwhelming amount of text. And it's a great way to learn about history of baseball and all these different baseball players. So definitely for a fan of baseball. But I feel like even if you're not a fan of baseball, you might find yourself intrigued just by the history, seeing people from the past who look, wearing different clothes and being drawn into like who are these people. But I think definitely this looks like middle grade nonfiction for a baseball fan. And then it pairs together nicely. So here you learn about the players, which, a little bit short, like a paragraph about them. And then here you have just more stories about, what they did or what makes them so famous. So it feels like this is more like stories. Satchel Paige, yeah, definitely a famous one. This might be the entry. Like if you're not into baseball at all, this might be the first book I would give somebody, just to be like, oh, if you don't know anything about baseball but you want to learn, flip around in this book and you might find like, oh my gosh, like I've heard of some of these people and now like I know why people think they're so amazing. So yeah, I would start with this one. And it's kind of nice too, because you can just read, you can flip around, you can go story by story. You don't have to read in order necessarily. And then this one also pairs nicely, because once you get kind of interested in baseball and baseball players, here's a way to learn about more. So definitely middle grade nonfiction for baseball fans, but maybe there's a way to even get people who don't play baseball interested as well. And I mean, that might be like if you're taking your kids on to a baseball game for the first time, like this might be a fun way to kind of introduce it. Or if you're going to the Baseball Hall of Fame and like, because there's one kid in your family who's like really into baseball, but then everyone else gets dragged along, this might be a way to get the other kids who don't play baseball, to find a way in to make it interesting as well. So thank you to the publisher, Becker&Mayer Kids, for sending me these two books. I have to say, like, they're very arresting visually. It's like a very nice design. And thank you all for watching.